Getting even more interesting, the Penguins have been granted permission to speak to former Maple Leafs GM Kyle Dubas. The Leafs announced Friday Dubas' contract would not be renewed after it expires next month. The Penguins missed the playoffs last season, and they are looking for a new GM after firing Ron Hextall in April. Actually, Kyle was doing a pretty good Ron Hextall impression there in the box. So Dave Poulin
might know something about that.
Right? So exactly. You know that better than anyone. Dave, exactly 1 week ago today, Kyle Dubas, he addressed the media in Toronto after the Leafs' second-round exit and surprised everyone, apparently many within the organization, with these comments.
I definitely don't have it in me to go anywhere else. So it'll either be here or it'll be taking time to recalibrate, reflect on the seasons here. But you won't see me next week pop up elsewhere.
Now, as we know, since then, many things have changed. He's had a couple of days to think about it. Brendan Shanahan decided he didn't want Kyle Dubas to be his GM anymore, and here we are. So what do you make of the situation now, Dave? I know generally it's tough to walk back things, after only a week. But I feel like this situation is almost completely different now than it was a week ago, isn't it?
I don't think it is.
No.
I don't see it like that. There's two sides that I don't see differently. I don't see when Kyle Dubas said he doesn't see himself being somewhere else, that wouldn't have changed. He still sees himself as the one job he wanted was to be the general manager of the Toronto Maple Leafs. So I don't think that's changed. The circumstances of not being the general manager changed, but the fact that he isn't didn't change. And then the other side of it, when Brendan Shanahan said that something in what he said there indicated that he didn't want to be the general manager of the Leafs or wasn't prepared to be. I didn't understand that part either. Like, he was just saying he was addressing the family issues and the family pressures. Those hadn't changed at all. And by the way, at this point right now, while they have granted permission to the group in Pittsburgh to talk to him, he hasn't said he's talking to them. He hasn't now. So I'm not sure anything has changed. I'm really not. I mean, we're sitting here and we're speculating but long before any of this happened, it was speculated that Pittsburgh wanted to talk to him.
Right. And it was, absolutely. There's always been reports that there's been interest from Pittsburgh.
A few weeks back. That's long before any of this. So I don't see that changing. He said he can't see himself elsewhere. I don't separate the two things. I don't say, well,
let me ask you this.
Okay.
You're a 37-year-old, very intelligent young GM, and your former president, your former boss, has, in a sense, questioned your integrity publicly a little bit, has aired the dirty laundry out a little bit on Thursday or on Friday in that press conference. Does that possibly change Kyle Dubas' thinking? Is it perhaps something like, all right, you're gonna air the dirty laundry, you're gonna try to make me look bad publicly, I'm gonna join another team and make you guys look bad?
Not for the reasons he outlined.
Right.
That's the separator for me. The reasons he outlined had to do with...
But that's what I'm saying. Is it possible that's changed within a week just based on what happened in that Shanahan press conference?
No, because it was more family-related. It was the intense pressures on his family that were making him rethink the situation. Now, maybe Pittsburgh can convince him it's totally different in this town.
Right.
Maybe that's what makes you take the next step. Okay, it's totally different being the general manager of the Pittsburgh Penguins than it is being the manager of the...
Or is it maybe that he just doesn't have to report to Brendan Shanahan, right? Maybe he doesn't have to report to anyone. Maybe he can make hockey decisions straight away that he didn't feel he could make before.
And that was causing the... I don't see how that causes the pressure on the family and the family situation.
Well, that's fair. I mean, maybe we just put that aside for a second. I'm just saying, is it possible that he craved more control?
Oh,
right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And is it possible the Penguins could give it to him?
Two things, absolutely. Yes. I think in part of coming back we were told there was an increased financial ask, but I'm assuming there was an increased ask as well. It's been speculated there was an increased ask for autonomy.
Right.
And Pittsburgh could definitely give him full autonomy, and Fenway Group could give him whatever financial package requires it for him to go. So, but the original thought about why he was thinking about stepping back, that part hasn't changed. I don't see how that changes.
That's fair. Pittsburgh Penguins, an incredible run, 16-year playoff streak.
Real challenge ahead there, boy.
Man,
real challenge ahead.
You know, aging superstars, you're flipping a roster in a sense. And you got some real talented, great players there, no doubt.
You do, who are locked up for a few years. Like, they've got to work with that group and work around that group. And Ron Hextall wasn't able to do it to their satisfaction.
Didn't make the moves at the deadline I think the fan base thought he should have made. Would Kyle Dubas be more bold? I guess we'll have to see. This is awesome. Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it.